Here we go. This is a bit of an oldie. Haven't had a chance to clean this up properly yet. Been sitting in the dust, as you can see. This is the old Johnson Viking, and they're 23 channel. We've just got on the receiver, just bringing in a tone at the moment. Red channel 9. But I'm sitting there with 0.3 of a microvolt going into that. So that's received for this old girl's receiving very well. Let's just sort of bump that up. Yeah, wanna be putting a fair bit into that. All right, let's take that off and see if it transmits. Very rare, these old girls these days, I tell you. They're difficult to get hold of. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 3. Now, if I put my watt meter on something a little bit more basic. Hello 1 2. Yeah, lots of power. Hello 1 2 3 4 5. Pretty happy with that, so that's good. Let's go to lower sideband. You see we can modulating okay. Hello. Oh, loads of power. Hello. Pretty happy with that. All right, that works. Now this from memory, it's a 3 series. Let's have a look here. Let's get this right. Yeah, 352. Johnson Viking 352. Made in Japan. How's that, eh? How many things do you find made in Japan these days? Certainly something worth. The restorers love these, and it's just there's not a lot of them about. I say that, and you're looking at my last two. They're sitting here. One's got a bit of a front that needs to be re-glued back on. I haven't tested these ones yet, but just testing this for a mate that I think that should do what he wants to do with the transverter. But yeah, look, certainly looks all right. Does the trick. Just wanted to give it a quick test. This is not one of my longer videos, but switch actually sounds really good on it. Amazing what happens with these things when you give them a bit of a clean up. All this rubbish on here all cleans off beautifully. I normally take this strip off, clean it, polish it up, and put it back on. And they normally need to be re-glued anyway, so it's just smarter to take it off, clean it up while it's off the radio. But that's just gluey bits on there. That'll all come off. Yep. So by the time we finish with knobs and dials and everything like that, if we decide to restore this one, it'll come up looking like a nice radio. Might even be able to get the Johnson Viking where it changes colour clean, so a little bit of rubbish on there. So let me just check that. Yeah, just to show you, I thought we'll just to show you, this stuff is fantastic. Sam uses it out in the salon. It's a wax solvent, and it's pretty much any gluey rubbish that you get on a radio, it will get rid of it. Just bring this light around, and you can just see how we're getting rid of it. Once we take that off and give that a good clean, re-glue that on, you'll get all these last little marks out. It's amazing. Really does a good job. So it's better. Turn it back on again. But yeah, at the moment that just needs re-gluing on there. But yeah, look, this one's actually in quite good condition. Pull the knobs off, give them a bit of a clean, make it all look sort of nice and pretty again. And I think she's a pretty reasonable radio. While we're at it, what we'll do, since I've got the microphone here, let's hook up number 2 and number 3. What the heck? Let's have a quick look, see what we've actually got. Don't expect them all to work, but you never know. Okay, radio number 2, and just having a bit of a listen, and we're putting a fair bit into that. Let's take that back down quite a bit. And we're down to about, now this has got a pretty scratchy pod on it here. Just hearing it. Very scratchy pop. This one's going to need a little bit of looking at. Let me just turn that off for a minute. But I think it's going to transmit all right. Hello. Yep, all good there. Let's have a look. AM carrier 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2. AM. Try again. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Well, you know what? This one's probably a little bit of mucking around just to get it 100% right. I can see a couple of things already that need cleaning up, but Really nice front panel on this, got to say. And sometimes that's it, you know. But yeah, straight away I can hear that noise we're hearing. That's called get in there and spray that channel selector. And while you're at it, you'll spray the mode selector as well. And with everything I'm seeing, that will come up perfectly. That really will. And the logo on this one is absolutely perfect. What happens is they wear away on the corners, and often what we end up doing is what you saw on the last one. The last bit of black we take off and we leave the J there, and we have to take off the Viking head. This other one here, the Viking head's not too bad. Obviously that's all got to be retrimmed and back on there, depending if it works at all. But yeah, look, anyone that's buying an older Johnson Viking like this, you know, be prepared that you're going to need to do a little bit of a clean up on them. They've been sitting around a long time, and yeah, all functional though. Just that needs a good clean. It's got so much rubbish in it. Very easy fix. All right, well, that one I'm just going to put a couple of notes on, but you know, nothing that 20 minutes work on it will turn it into a very nice radio. So, all right. We'll call that sort of 2 out of 3. Let's see how we go on number 3. Okay, so theoretically, let's just turn this down a bit. Theoretically, this one you would say, okay, we're putting a fair bit of, what are we putting in? About 20 microvolts, should be hearing it. And you would say to yourself, it's a not working radio. But because I know they've been sitting around a long time, watch this. Yep, here, watch. It's just, here we go. And I guarantee you, take the covers off this thing, spray that thing, spray the mode selector, and yeah, it'll come back to doing what it's doing. Let's see if we've got any transmit though. Let's not get too excited because I haven't checked that yet. Hello 1 2, hello 1 2. Well, it may not be actually locking. When I say locking, very loose use of the word locking there. 1 2 1 2. If you can imagine, if the oscillator is not functioning on receive correctly. 1 2 1 2. See how I can get it to transmit? Yeah. Okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. So you're starting to learn the lessons of Johnson Vikings and how easy they are really to get going. They're not. Well, sorry. They have easy faults, so they have really difficult faults. This is easy to sort out. You pull it off, you clean it up, and put it back on. Just knock that little dent there. You make them look very nice, actually. It doesn't take much to do. Let's just pull the cover off on. I just want to show you just what I mean by spraying them up. And don't forget, when you're pulling the covers off the Johnson Viking, 4 screws in the back, sure. The 2 I forgot. I went to pull it off and I thought, what's holding that? But of course, they actually put 2 screws into the speaker holder just there. So it's pretty clean inside, actually. Let's have actually, before we look it up, let's have a little bit of a quick look. That is super clean, actually. This one came from the Yedicom Museum. Does not surprise me that this is so clean. A lot of the gear from Yedicom has. This is where they had a lot of their problems. As you can see, someone's been over this getting dry joints at some stage. They all did. And they all had them, sorry. But actually, this is looking very clean. All my units that I've got have come from the Yedicom Museum, just as a bit of a note. We've already sold all the ones I had. We're now just getting to that stock. Okay, so pretty much, while I've got it all unhooked here and playing around, I'll only put my finger through the speaker there if I was to be completely honest with you. Now, I just ran out of deoxit, would you believe? Bloody did. Yeah, I did too, and I was using, embarrassing to say this, but I was using some JCar Electrolube stuff earlier, and I just can't see where the heck I put that. And my luck, I think I might have taken that up to the American barn. Right, hang on a tick there. Okay, very hard to show you with one hand. I actually did. I've got 2 or 3 cans of this floating around, and they're all nearly empty, or are empty. But this one had a little bit left in it, so I'm just giving that a bit of a. As you can see, it's got a little bit moist in there. I'm just giving that a bit of a turn, and I may still have to go and get the other one, to be honest. You don't need a lot of this product, to be honest, but you do need a little bit more than what I might have just put on it. We'll give it a go. Hang on. Okay, we've actually had to use a little bit of a silicone lubricant in this one. It wasn't really doing what I needed it to do with what we normally do. Sometimes we really are lubricating the joint as well, and that's what's happened with this. But as you can see, let's put a bit of... Lovely. Alright, get rid of that annoying noise. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. Superb, lots of power now. Just absolutely knocking through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably peaking 15 watts there. Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, test, test. Now, isn't it funny? Our worst looking radio has now turned out to be probably our best performing radio, just by, you know, having a little bit of a play. And that's what I say to people is, you know, normally, look, I'm a big fan of deoxit when, you know, I don't throw it in the bin like that because, you know, it's time. But yes, look, deoxit probably would have fixed this problem. And sometimes we use a silicon solvent and basically a mixture just to sort of get this thing. It was feeling really tight, to be honest. So it wasn't just the electrical contacts. It was also the shaft that needed a bit of almost RP7 it, but we don't use RP7, we use a different product, but it is a silicon-based product, so you've got to be careful around your contacts when you're using it too, just to be a bit cautious. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. That's really got some drive. Really driving well. 1, 2. Isn't it funny? Like once we bash this in and get that looking perfect, you've got a Johnson Viking 352 with, you know, really a great future. So there you go. All right, so there you go. That's 3 out of the dust pile, just to sort of get a bit of an idea. Look, you know, I won't kid you, they're not a cheap radio anymore. Even the 23s are, you know, they're going for decent money. But we'll do what we've been doing, which is, you know, we'll keep one of them for ourselves and basically sell on the other ones. So I know for a fact we've got one chap interested in one of them, so there's probably another 1 or 2. I think I've actually got a boxed brand new one of these for myself, so I think all 3 of these will end up going. So the brand new one, and I've got the digital one in the box too. That's not brand new, but that came from a good mate of mine, Ed, so that's never going to be sold. That's just a nice one to keep in the collection. All right, and that's the 40 channel digital version, so that's a little different again. All right, so there you go. But you know, don't look at a 352 and think that it's a heap of rubbish without having a good look inside and just seeing how clean or not clean. You know, don't get me wrong, I've seen them, they've been terrible. Let's get some light in here, sorry. But this is really clean. It's really not too bad at all. Even the speaker doesn't look like it's deteriorated since the 1970s, so as you can see, we've lubricated up quite a bit here. But what a difference, hey? What a difference. Doesn't take much to turn them into a radio that works again quite well. And yes, just I suppose one last comment, that a lot of people are using these as transverters for 10 meters and doing, you know, different mods for 40 meters as well. So, and they're a really nice, attractive radio to, you know, I know that one mate of mine's running 7100 on the AHR net, the RONS net, and he's just got a transverter after a CB. I'm not sure it's a Johnson Viking he's using at the moment. I think no, you have to tell me, Ray. I'm not sure. I can't remember what you're running into it right now. Might be a Cybernet chassis, but anyway, Ray's always tinkering with transverters and does a really good job. Okay, 73s. Nice to dig out some of the bits and pieces and see if the dust stops it working. The dust does stop it working, as we found out, but not hard to fix. All right, 73s, all the best.